Hello, welcome. This is Business Now, reaching you live from iBrandTV News Studios here in Lagos, Nigeria's commercial capital. Coming up, value of the cryptocurrency market falls below $1 trillion for the first time since January 2021. Experts express concerns over increased distractions of the political leadership from governance and economic management. An economist FUME over a potential increase in currency in circulation. And finally, international banks pledge to lend Ghana $1 billion for budget purposes and to boost central bank reserve. Thanks for joining us, and here are some of the stories we're filing at this time. I am Frank Komalape. We'll begin from the Federal Capital Territory, where the federal government's total borrowing from the Central Bank of Nigeria through ways and means advances rose from 17.46 trillion naira as of December 2021 to 19.01 trillion naira as of April 2022. According to data from the Central Bank of Nigeria, this represents an increase of 1.55 trillion naira within the first 4 months of this year. There were 19.01 trillion naira owed to the ABIOLA'S bank by the federal government is not part of the country's total public debt stock, which stood at 41.6 trillion naira as of March 2022, according to the Debt Management Office. The public debt stock only includes the debts of the federal government of Nigeria, the 32 state government, and the Federal Capital Territory. Ways and Means Advances is a loan facility through which the Central Bank of Nigeria finances the government's budget shortfalls. Away from there now, notwithstanding increased liquidity the economy may enjoy from electoral activities, the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprises has expressed concerns about the inflationary implications of liquidity surge alongside increased distractions of the political leadership from governance and economic management. According to the Cppe, the mounting intensity and velocity of electioneering activities portend a number of headwinds for the economy, some of which include inflation and delay process of governance. The Cppe noted that major economic reform initiatives have been practically stalled because of the perceived political cost of such decisions, as the government has rather opted for populist policies at a heavy cost to the economy. With a weak fiscal space, it warned that this will increase the fiscal deficit and plunge the country deeper into a troubled debt situation. And in the meantime, economists have expressed concerns over the exponential increase in currency in circulation, which reached 3.3 trillion naira in April 2022, attributing it to political spending towards political parties' primary elections. Currency in circulation has been on the increase in 2022, adding to 0.62%, or about $20.5 billion, or naira rather, from 3.29 trillion naira in January 2022 to 3.3 trillion naira as of April 2022. Economist and President, Bank Customers Association of Nigeria, Uju Ogubunkat, believes spending towards the primary elections of political parties was a major driver of the increase. According to him, politicians are spending more money, and it will definitely affect not just currency in circulation alone, but the foreign exchange market. Currency in circulation reached the historical 3 trillion naira mark in November 2021 as banks' customers withdrew fiscal cash amid festive period. According to CBN's money and credit statistics, currency in circulation in year-on-year performance increased by 18.13% from 2.79 trillion naira in April 2021. And now, as part of effort to boost the federal government's investment towards enhancing the productivity of local rice farmers and ensure Nigerians continue to enjoy the staple meal, WACOT Limited, makers of the premium Big Bull rice brand, has expressed its commitment to support Nigerian rice farmers. The company said that any thought of making rice readily available to families will certainly not be in the kitchen or the local market, but must begin on the rice farm. WACOT Limited, an indigenous rice producing company and brand owners of premium Big Bob rice, said it has developed beneficial partnership with some local rice farmers across several states in Nigeria. The partnerships involve identifying the specific needs of the local rice farmer whenever they may reside and empowering them to increase productivity, improving their economic well-being and guarantee food security. Away from there now, some business experts have attributed the current rise in inflation and hike and the purchase of goods, especially food items, to inconsistency in government policies in the country. National President ICAN Musa Tijani and other stakeholders in the accounting profession made the assertion at the 35th investiture ceremony of ICAN Ikeja District and Society, Lagos State. iBrandTV senior reporter Ibuji Korea has details.
The experts agreed that the state of the economy, the national president ICAN Musa Tijani, newly inaugurated chairman Ikeja District and Society ICAN Mr. Olusegun Okunade, and other professionals at the swearing-in of the newly elected executive of the professional body to take charge of policies making, especially as to further improve on the capacity of its members. On the nation's economy, the experts agreed that the state of the economy of the nation has since nosedived following the disobedience of political office holders to advice from professionals.
Solutions look at critically our income profile and our expenditure profile. After all the campaigns and we have the budgets, how do we finance this budget? And that's where the income profile comes. So we have to look critically at all the revenue items and how we could optimize them. And we do it. ICAN does not have the power to do it. They do not have power to legislate. So what we do, we engage the government by giving them our professional advice. That
position remains that the government should look at the side of expenditure. If you read, you observe that most of our income, over 80% of it as we speak, goes in the aspect of debt financing. And you ask yourself, what are the debts that we are actually incurring? Majority of them are on recurrent expenditure. And we have asked, can we redirect the energy in such a way that some of the things that we have, rather than going abroad to import some of these things, the government will be intentional about developing our local content, have security as their bedrock so that businesses can grow. Once the businesses grow, definitely, like we know in force of demand and supply, everything will definitely take its shape. And that's what we're saying. Government should take as important security, build infrastructure for businesses to strive, and encourage the business owner. And with that, we'll see ourselves forcing inflation down within the shortest possible time.
The newly elected ICAN chairman and regular guest analyst on iBrandTV Business Breakfast Show, Mr. Olusegun Okunade, also used the opportunity to join his voice with the governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, on food subsidies.
The truth of the matter is, we ask ourselves, how did we get to this level? Subsidy is not something that is too encouraging if all factors are working the way it should be. But the truth of the matter is, if we need to, an angry man will definitely not be productive. And I think I will toe the line of the Edo State governor that rather subsidizing petroleum, of which you and I may not be beneficiary of about. I'm talking of the lower cadal people. How many of them have cars? How many of them have electricity? So you discover that we have been subsidizing the elites.
To appeal that our political leaders should listen to professionals like accountants, because most of the time when advice are given, they are not taken.
The 35th chairman of ICAN Ikeja District, Mr. Olusegun Okunade, is a public affairs analyst. Ibuji Korea, reporting for iBrandTV News.